Good evening. This is Houston Bennett with MUX, our mobile user experience, term 1401, week 3, the second of our follow-up usability test survey. Um, this time it went much better than last. Although I noticed that in both of these tests there was an issue with people trying to use the app on my laptop. Um, and I feel that that was kind of an issue for both of these. People didn't really understand the translation of how to use the touchpad and accomplish the same tasks using the simulator with the laptop. That really kind of was, I think it had something to do with some of the issues, at least in the first part. I completely revamped this prototype. The first one was just kind of images with invisible buttons to move back and forth throughout things, and that led to kind of dead ends. This time, instead of the little hamburger icon, I actually changed it to options, um, and this conforms a little bit better with the new iOS 7 form, with where the buttons don't actually have an outline and things. I felt that this was much clearer. It presents itself very clearly. This part, the add new task, needs a little bit of touching up. I don't like how long these input boxes are and things like that. I need to look a little bit more into just the placement of things and the size of them and things like that. But everything does work. They're the proper controls. All the buttons bring you back and around the way they should. And I included this little bit too. I remember from the first one that sometimes, right in the middle of things, you may want to back out, and you can either go back to the options menu or straight back to the very beginning menu. I used the storyboards, and I couldn't figure out how to get this table view hooked up to the view controller header and implementation files. I thought I implemented the appropriate methods within the object like I'm supposed to, but for whatever reason I could not get them connected to this table view to load default data, so it's just blank. And that was a bit of an issue for some people, because I would have liked to be able to get this table view to go one more level deeper to show all the appropriate details that could have been included. Like these details here, stuff like that. But I'll figure that out in this next week, so that the shell prototype works almost. In fact, really, I think with just a few days of effort, this could be a fully working app. I'm really not that far off, outside of just branding and just making it all work the way it's supposed to. Really, all the right bits and pieces are here. One other thing from last week, I added a cost field, because some people wanted to either put in an estimated cost or like a budget. Like I only want to spend $100 on my lawn care stuff, and it was something that had been brought up that they had wanted to be able to project costs for each little project that they were going to have. Again, overall, it was fairly positive. People liked the idea. The flow of it works well and much better than last time. There's always an escape route everywhere. If anywhere you go, you can at least get back to the very beginning, which will get you back to options or back to here. Everything. There's always a way to get back to the very beginning. So that was good. I used this time, instead of just letting the user play around and kind of figure it out on their own, I had a few questions where I tasked them with a particular thing to do. The first one, when they were presented with the main screen here, I just asked, okay, look, I would like you to go ahead and attempt to add a new task. And everybody was able to figure that out straight away. I think The only real issue that I came up with was the fact that this table view doesn't show anything and doesn't drill down one more level to the table view just doesn't work the way it should. You can't delete anything; it just doesn't work. So that was really the main problem that came up. Otherwise, um, outside of just like the lack of kind of making it look a little bit more professional, that was the only thing that came up. And again, because it's not actually being tested on the iPad, I just didn't bother having the link to the the survey at the end, because once they were finished with the tasks I set before them, I just popped them over to this and had them fill it out. So that's where I'm at right now. It's really coming together really well, and I think that I've kind of hit on something that might actually be useful to people, especially compared with the other apps that I did find in the App Store that try to achieve the same functions. Um, I mean, I might be a little biased, but I really think mine is bringing the best parts of the apps that I found and are bringing them together in this one. So I'm actually really excited to see if I couldn't actually turn this into something marketable. So thanks very much, you guys, and we will see you again next week.